Hello, welcome to Ryan Michael Yoga. Today we will be doing a very simple class. Simple but precise. The precision comes with the awareness. So we're going to be doing a lot of little joint movement for the legs. We're actually just going to go through all the main, most important joint mobility poses. Pawan Muktasana, something like that, is the name of the series. So we're going to go from the toes, the ankles, kneecaps, knees, hips. You get the picture. Okay, so let's get started. Let's have a blanket folded to sit on and have a block handy. We might need it. We won't. We actually won't need it. But if you want something to sit up a little higher, then a block is nice. However, let's just have the blanket. Okay, so this will be our starting position for pretty much all the poses, with the legs out long. And so this is where we're going to begin. Right here, right now. We'll start with the toes. So we're matching the movement of our body and the joints, the flexion, the extension of the joints with the breath. So on the inhale, starting with the toes, pull the toes towards the face. On the exhale, flex the toes, just the toes, not the ankles, curling the toes in. Inhale, flex them towards the face, spreading. Exhale. Let's just do 5 total. One more. Now for the ankles. Inhale, flex them towards the face, the feet. Exhale, point the toes, point the whole of the feet. Yes, the feet. Inhale, and exhale. 5 total. Okay, coming back to neutral with that. And let's take a moment here to deepen your awareness. Becoming aware of the subtle body. That's really what we're working with here in these poses. We're working with the subtle body. The joints are where energy flows through. And if there's blockages, the joints are one of the main areas that blockages arise. So that's why we're making them more mobile, opening them up, allowing for the flow of synovial fluid. Almost forgot what it was called. Okay, now rotating the ankles. We'll do it with the breath again, starting with the toes pointing away, the feet pointing away. On the inhale, sweep the feet counterclockwise, pulling them back, and exhale, forward. Inhale, counterclockwise back, exhale, forward. One more. Switch directions, clockwise. Exhale forward, inhale towards you. And coming back to neutral. Going for about 5 on each. Kneecaps. So by compressing the quadriceps, the kneecaps move up. Quads come forward and roll right on over the tops of the kneecaps. So first relax the legs. Now, with an inhale, squeeze the quadriceps to lift the kneecaps. Hold the breath at the top. And then exhale, relax the muscles. Inhale to flex. Hold the kneecaps up. Hold the breath at the top. And exhale, release. We're only holding for a count of 1 or 2. Maybe even 3 if you're feeling lucky. Do 5 total. Last one if you're not done already. Excellent. Now moving to some knee bending. I know, very exciting. So interlace the fingers underneath the right knee. Place the right sole of the foot on the mat. You can lean the weight back a little bit in the torso, but keep the spine tall. The shoulders broad, collarbones wide. And the heart lifted, diaphragm open. So many things to remember, I know. Okay. Hover the foot with the inhale, straighten the knee, point the toes. Exhale, pull the knee into the chest, flex the foot. Not really intensely, just a little bit. Inhale, straighten the knee. Exhale, bend. We'll do 10 of these on each side. Close your eyes as you do this. Become aware of the movement in the knee joint, as well as aware of the movement in the hip joint. The weight of the leg is held up by the strength of the arms. Three more. Switching to the other side. Remember, exhales to pull the knee in. Inhales to straighten the knee. The eyes are closed, feeling the movement of the knee and the movement in the hip. 3 more. Excellent. Moving on to the knee crank. This one's a little tricky. What we were doing here is using the foot to draw a big circle in the sky. We're trying to keep the hip still, but that's not going to happen. Realize that the knee does not rotate. It bends back and forth. It's not a ball socket. It's a hinge. It's a hinge joint. So the hip will move a little bit, but you wrap the arms underneath the leg to keep it close to the body. And then on the inhale, clockwise with the foot, straightening the knee as much as possible, keeping the back long, spine tall, then exhale down the other side. Inhale, forward, up. Exhale, out and down. Clockwise movement, as big as you can make them. 5 total, and then we'll reverse. Switch directions. Really feel into the knee joint here. Feel how this affects the knee. No effort. Don't strain doing this. Last one. Good. Straighten the knee out. Now, before we do the other side, just take a moment in the starting position, the hands back, and the eyes closed, and just notice the difference between the right side and the left side. Having this comparison of one side that hasn't done it and one side that has may help you see the effects. Deepening your awareness by relaxing the legs. Relaxing the mind. Okay, let's do the other side. Remember that tall spine. Okay, clockwise first. Inhale and exhale. Straight as you can make the knee without strain. Switch directions. Inhale up, exhale down. Feeling the knee, feeling the hip. Well done. All right, now take the hands back once again to the starting position. Relax the legs. Just notice. Okay, coming back up. And if at any point during any of these you are feeling strained, you can just do less. You can take a breather, you can pause the video. It's a great thing about YouTube videos, right? Or you can lay down onto your back for Shavasana until we move on to something else. So now let's take the right ankle and place it on the left thigh. Half butterfly, that's what this one's called. So on the inhale, so the one hand is on the foot, one hand is on the knee. I'm guessing you can guess which hands those are. On the inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, lower the knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Close the eyes, feel into the hip joint. We're doing 10 total. Now let's just go right into the hip rotation before we do the other side. So take the index finger with the hand on the knee and point it. We're going to use that to draw a nice circle. So you can lift the foot off if you want to get a bigger circle, or you can keep the foot on the thigh for just like a nice small circle. However, we're rotating the hip here. So you see how my hip is doing the rotating, and the knee is my pointer. So let's start counterclockwise because that's what I was doing. Inhale, up, forward. Exhale, back down. Inhale. Exhale. 5. And switch directions. Counterclockwise now. Great. Hug the knee into the chest, straighten the knee out, and then one more time. We do that movement just to make sure the knee joint is aligned properly, the kneecap's in the right place, etc., etc. Other side. Hand to foot, hand to knee. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, lower the knee. 10 total. You may notice that when you lift the knee really close up towards the chest, you feel a little sensation in the outside of the hip. And just so you know, these poses are not meant to create sensation. We're just creating mobility. Not even flexibility. Okay, haven't been counting. Sorry, one more. Okay. Hip rotation, starting counterclockwise. Inhales up, exhales down. Switch directions. Okay, straighten the knee. Bend the knee. Straighten the knee. Beautiful. Starting position. Relax the legs, the hips, and the mind. The mind is sort of like a muscle. The brain itself is a muscle. I just don't think that's true. But you can imagine it as a muscle. And in the same way you actively or passively relax the muscles of the body, you can do that with the mind. And as our default, natural state is a quiet mind, by relaxing the mind absolutely fully, the mind becomes quiet. So anyway, let's move on. A tidbit of mental yoga for you. Full butterfly, so bring the soles of the feet together. Close the eyes, and just breathing normally, lift the knees, lower the knees. Feeling into the hip joints. Okay, coming back to stillness. Taking the hands upon the knees. And now we're just going to give very light amounts of pressure downward. So this is where the block could come in handy, because for some of us it's actually hard to sit up nice and tall while we do this. It's kind of hard for me. I have to lean a little forward, and that's why we're using this blanket to sit on. But if you want to block, it might make this practice a little easier. You can also take the feet a little farther away from you. That will make it a little easier. Okay. So small amounts of pressure, like that. Just allowing the knees to spring back up. No strain. Don't force anything. And back to neutral. So if you want to practice this on your own, the eyes closed, the knees up and down, we do about 30 of those, and then I did about 20 of the pushing the knees down. Okay, bring the legs crossed. Sukhasana, easy seated pose. Moving into shoulders. Actually, we're going to start with the wrists and the fingers. So we started with the toes. So we just moved all the way up the legs. Now we're going to move all the way up the arms. So we'll start with the hands in front of the body, making fists with the thumbs inside. With an inhale, straighten the fingers, stretch the fingers as wide as you can, as far out as you can, and then exhale, make a fist with the thumb inside. Soft squeeze. Inhale, straighten, stretch, spread. Exhale, fist, soft squeeze. 5 total. Okay, let's take the arms down just for a moment. These can actually get kind of strenuous for the arms when you do them all in a row, and you can consider them a little bit of an arm workout, but the point of this class right now is not exercise. It's creating mobility, moving so that energy can flow through the joints with ease. Okay, again, now have the fingers together, like you're gonna karate chop someone. Yeah! So I had to balance out. Okay, inhale, pull the hand and the fingers back towards the face. Exhale, flex the wrists, point the fingertips down. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 5 total. Arms are relaxed. Fingers are relaxed. One more. Okay, take the arms down. This class is also meant to get you deeply connected to your breath, because all of this we're moving with our breath. It's a little harder for me because I have to talk during it, but okay, one more with the arms out. So we'll make the fist with the thumbs inside, rotating the wrists. Inhale clockwise, exhale down. 5 in this direction, 5 in the other direction. See how perfect of movement you can make. Reverse. And bring the arms down. Now into elbow bending. Have the arms out in front, palms up, fingers together like you're offering something. This is the inhale, so take an inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows, touch the fingertips to the shoulders. Inhale, straighten the elbows, offer up. Exhale, bend, touch the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, let's do 10 total. Keep the elbows level with the shoulders. Feel the elbow joint. Last one. And bring the arms down. Now we're going to do that same thing, but to the sides. But we'll take a moment. Okay. Arms out to the sides, offering up things. Inhale, reach through the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows. touch the shoulders. Inhale. Ten total. Last one. And bring the arms down. You may notice tingliness. This is perfectly natural. This is the flow of energy. By doing all this movement with the breath, especially because we're doing it with the breath, the flow of energy becomes more than a subtle thing. And it doesn't have to always be subtle. It's the subtle body, but like I said, it doesn't have to be subtle. And after a hard cardio workout, you may notice tingling in your chest. That's the extreme pumping of the blood to get oxygen to the muscles. Well, what moves upon the blood, with the blood vessels, with the oxygen, is prana. Prana is what, it doesn't move with it, it is what's doing the moving. It's the intelligence of the body. It's the thing that makes the nerves run. It's the thing that makes the blood move. It's the thing that makes the breath move. It's the force that drives you as an animal, as a creature, as a living being. It's prana. So this is why these poses, this class is actually so important, because we are connecting with prana. Developing our relationship. This is couples therapy for you and prana. All right. Shoulder rotations. So let's bring the fingertips to the shoulders, elbows facing out. And with an inhale, reach the elbows up, backs of the hands towards the ears. Exhale, bring the elbows forward to touch in front of the body, down, swiping the sides of the body. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, down, forward. Make this movement smooth with the breath. And 5. Switch directions at the top. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up to touch the elbows. And last one. Excellent. Now we move on to my favorite of all of these, and the final of the poses, the neck. Now we don't get into the spine technically, except for the vertebrae of the neck in this class, unfortunately. We've been a little bit working with it. All of the opening of the joints helps with the flow of energy through the spine, Sushumna. and Pingala and Ida. So, sit up nice and tall, relax the shoulders. With an inhale, lift the chin to drop the head back, not all the way, just enough so that the chin is nice and lifted, the front of the neck is open. And exhale, drop the chin forward, opening the back of the neck. Inhale, opening the front of the neck. Exhale, the back, dropping the chin forward. Ten total. And coming back to neutral. Now neck rotations. Inhale at the center. Stretch the neck up. Exhale, turn the head to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, turn the head to the left. Continue. We'll do 10 total. Coming on to the last one. Okay. Inhale to stretch the neck up. Exhale, drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Back and forth. Breathing fully. If you start to get lightheaded at all from these practices, pause and take deep breaths. It helps to move slowly. Moving on to the last one. Okay, come to center. Now, our starting position here for this final movement that we'll do is with the chin down, the head forward. We're going to be rolling our head from one ear to the other. So, exhale, this is the starting position. Inhale, roll the head, the neck up to the right. Exhale, roll the head forward and down to center. Inhale to the left. Exhale down to the center. Inhale right. And continue with this movement. Returning to center. And coming back up. Beautiful. Well done. Now we'll lie onto our back for Shavasana, but I'd like you to set up so that you have your blanket to lay upon, just for the back. So we're going to lay here for a little while. I'm going to walk us through a 61 points exercise where we hit all the joints with our awareness. We hit it with our awareness. And what that involves is just focusing on the individual areas. And it'll be easier than it might sound. Yeah, I'm going to sit up because it's actually hard to do laying down. So the legs are out long. Feet are about as wide as the mat. Hands away from the body, palms face up. Allow the shoulders to be heavy. Allow the legs to be heavy. The ankles to be heavy. Allow the breath to find a naturally flowing rhythm. No control, no effort. And now I'd like you to imagine a tiny point of light, like a small star, at the space right between the eyebrows. Move that point of light to the hollow at the base of the throat. Point of light to the right shoulder, inside the joint. The right elbow. The right wrist. Point of light to the tip of the right thumb. Tip of the index finger. Tip of the middle finger. Tip of the ring finger. Tip of the little finger. Point of light to the wrist. Elbow. Shoulder joint. And the hollow at the base of the throat. Point of light to the left shoulder, inside the joint. Point of light to the left elbow. Point of light to the left wrist. Tip of the left thumb. Tip of the index finger. Tip of the middle finger. Tip of the ring finger. Tip of the little finger. Point of light to the wrist. Elbow. Shoulder. Hollow at the base of the throat. Point of light to the center of the breastbone. The right chest. Breastbone. Left chest. Breastbone. Point of light to the belly, the navel. Point of light to the pubic bone. Right hip inside the joint. Right knee. Ankle. The right big toe. Second toe. Middle toe. Fourth toe. Little toe. Point of light to the ankle. Knee. Hip. Pubic bone. Point of light to the left hip inside the joint. The left knee, left ankle, left big toe, second toe, middle toe, fourth toe, little toe. Point of light to the ankle, knee, hip, pubic bone, the navel, breastbone, throat, space between the eyebrows. Center of the brain, somewhere between the forehead and the back of the head. Become aware of the space of the body from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. Notice all the points of light at all the joints, the fingers and toes, the energy centers. This is the constellation of you. See the space between all the points of light. See the space surrounding the body. Notice how the body is held by the space around it. The space around the body feels loving, nurturing, supportive. Notice how the space inside the body is exactly the same as the space outside the body. There is no barrier. You as body and mind are simply space. Now come back. Remember the skin of the body. Remember the breath flowing in through the nose, down through the diaphragm. Deepen the breath. Feel the body laying on the mat. Remember where you are. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Now as you come back, take your time. Begin your movement by sliding the tip of the thumb across the 4 fingers. And then wiggling fingers and toes, flexing wrists and ankles. When you're ready, bring the knees into the chest, roll to one side. Come up to a seat. The hands together at the heart. Thank you for joining today with this simple but hopefully profound class. Namaste. So really, this little nidra that we did at the end is the point of this class. That's what we were building to. We create all this mobility so that energy can flow through the joints with ease. Then we lay down and draw our awareness through the body. And in drawing the awareness through the body, the unconscious areas, the areas that we just don't really pay much attention to, can become awakened. We can bring our consciousness into those areas. And by doing that, we're able to see what is being held there. What's the trauma that I experienced that created the tension in that muscle? What is the memory that I have that is attached to this part of my body? Because the body itself is really just a physical expression of the mind. When you look into the body, when you focus inward, feeling all the space, certain memories may arise, certain thoughts may arise, certain emotions may arise. And that's because in these areas that we're digging into with our mind, we're holding on to these memories, these thoughts, these emotions. And so by doing this practice, first with the movement, the flexing, extending, rotating, we start to become aware of those areas. And that's why I was telling you, look at the sensation, feel the sensation, focus on the hips, focus on the knee as it bends. We start to develop our awareness, and then we deepen it with the nidra. So there you go. There's an awesome class. This is very, very simple, and we're going to be we already have been using some of these poses, but I really wanted to get a class out there that puts all of them together so you have an idea of these different poses. These are wonderful to use, if you have neck issues, you can do just the neck ones. If you have shoulder issues, you can do the shoulder ones. You could do the elbow, if you have carpal tunnel in your hands, you can. So there's all sorts of stuff, all sorts of benefit that comes from these simple poses. And now I'm going to be putting these into other classes and building from there with the upcoming classes. We're going to have another class that's focused primarily on removing energy blockages. That's going to be a great class. I'm looking forward to it because those are some of my favorite poses to practice. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Have a good day. Oh, hit that subscribe button. I know I said it at the end. Most people don't really make it to the end, so I'm probably just not talking to anyone right now. But if you do watch all the way to the end, comment. Say something in the comments. Let me know that you made it. Thanks.